Jaylen, the way you guys have played against these Nets teams, what do you learn about yourselves in these games?
What do I learn about myself?
The team and
Yeah.
defensively and playing against these guys who force you to scramble.
Just the game, you can win in a lot of different ways. Brooklyn, the way they play, they kind of have a different play style than, other teams in the league. They play small, no five out there. They drive you. Those guys are really good at getting downhill, so it presents challenges in different ways, and, you just got to be able to adjust.
Last year, you saw Payton try to fight for playing time, and now this year he's been shooting poorly, but he's been able to play through that. So what did you see out of him tonight?
Just him being himself, being confident. Me and Payton talk a lot. One of my guys on the team I love to go to. So, just it's a long season. Continue to take those shots. You got open looks, be aggressive, and be yourself out there. Be pressure and stuff like that. But just be the best version of you, and I think we'll be more than fine.
On top of his shooting, he had a big night in the offensive glass. Just what was the impact that he had in terms of the hustle plays that he was making tonight?
Payton just brings a different energy to the game. He'll pick up full court. He hits tough shots. He can hit shots from the parking lot if you let him. And he also is a great offensive rebounder. So him playing well, him being confident in himself, it's gonna be good for us down the line. Also, want to see him be more of a game manager, know how to get guys the ball, get everybody in the right spaces, and be a floor manager, a floor general while he's out there. I think that's the next step for him in his game. But Payton's a big part of what we do.
Jaylen, what would you guys learn from the last two losses? Like, what do you take from that? And it seems like you guys are far from where you want to be, but what's that process like of just improving when you have so much talent?
It's a learning curve. We're still figuring stuff out. We're still building chemistry with one another, still building trust with one another. The two teams that we lost to did a good job of, putting a lot of pressure on us, and it kind of got us out of the stuff that we want to do that helps us win. As we study and watch and we improve, we learn to trust each other in certain moments, and we prepare for that. I think Brooklyn tried to do that a little bit, speed us up and pressure us. Thought we handled it a lot better tonight. We got a long season to go, and it's all about just building trust and building chemistry out there. So I think that's the most important thing.
Looking forward to tomorrow night. This Raptors team has given you guys some trouble with their length in the past. What is going to be the key to dealing with that?
Making the right plays, making the right reads. Toronto's always been a really good defensive team with some good players over there. So, being aggressive with the ball, and making the right reads is going to be important for tomorrow.
When you mentioned reads, how far do you feel like you've come in that?
I feel like I've, made a lot of strides. I definitely still think I can be better in spots, but, just finding guys. Tonight I feel like I did a good job of just finding guys in rhythm, reading the defense. So just continuing to get better in those regards is just key. So, I think it's a lot of work in front of us, but, so far so good.
Sorry, last one for me. Before the game, you mentioned raise the age. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yes, so the raise the age is definitely something that I wanted to bring awareness tonight, but we, the Celtics, have been trying to get this bill through legislation, and tonight was a great night for us to bring awareness, and it brings opportunities to, juveniles who have potential and for them to reach their potential in our society. So being able to raise the age and being able to push that bill in mass is important. And for those who haven't been able to, check it out or understand what it is, visit Celtics.com/raiseage.
Jaylen, you took 8 shots in the first quarter tonight. You've over the years you've taken a lot and made a lot of shots in the first quarter. You got off to a hot start with all the new pieces, Drew and Kristaps in here. What's the balance here, or the challenges you're finding in finding the balance between looking for your shot early versus spreading the ball?
It's definitely a balance, definitely a challenge. Just trying to figure that out. When to be yourself and be aggressive, and then when to kind of get other guys going and let the game come to you. I think that's something that we're all adjusting and gonna have to continue to get better at as the season goes on. But, certain things that in those adjustments, you just got to make sure you're doing. You still got to make sure you're playing defense. Still got to make sure you're rebounding and you're in the right spots. So, it's early in the season. Still got a lot to learn from this group. But it's definitely going to be an adjustment phase, and each and every night, your looks, your shots, your touches, everything might be different. So just being prepared for that. But, great start to the season, and look forward to the next game tomorrow.
Jaylen, it seems like you guys, with the emphasis on crashing the boards, posting up, you like to live in the mid-range a lot. It's a lot of old school basketball, things that the NBA has gotten away from. Why is it that you guys are kind of getting back to that, and what makes it effective for you guys?
I think we're doing it a little bit more than we have in the past. But I think we still playing the way, I think Joe wants us to play. I think he wants us to take a lot of threes. Still wants us to keep that floor space, play in transition, play fast. That's kind of the way the NBA has gone, getting up and down, picking the pace up. But when it's time, to run a set or, to play in the half court, using some of our guys, our bigger wings, using some of their capabilities, like myself, just being able to take advantage of smaller matchups, getting to certain spots, just rising up, and living with those results. I think we have a lot of guys who are good at that, JT being one of them. Drew is another in his position, and KP. So just playing the game, playing to our guys' strengths, but I think for the most part, we want to get up and down. We want to play fast. We want to rebound. We want to speed teams up. We want to play in transition. We don't want to play in the half court and slow the game down every time down. We want to get out and run.
Thank you, Jaylen.